AM 1430 KRGI 105.5 FM. Good morning. I'm Brian Gallagher, guest in studio from Central District Health Department. Mackenzie Hatch is an environmental health specialist, and we're going to talk about something sneaky. Well, that isn't the right term, but radon naturally occurs. It's everywhere. You can't stop it. You can prevent it or detect it, but it's something that you need to be aware of. First, welcome back. Good to have you.
Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about radon, because this is something that we all need to know and be aware of, and that's why it's Radon Action Month. So let's talk about the actions we should take to make sure that radon does not affect us adversely.
Right. So radon, like you said, is a naturally occurring gas. It comes from the breakdown of uranium in the soils. It's quite prevalent through Nebraska, looking at some of the data from like 2015. So that's the most updated data that we have. But yeah, so radon, the only way that you know that you have it is if you test for it. Say it's odorless, you can't taste it, you can't see it. And it seeps into your homes through cracks and holes in your foundation. Like I said, the only way to know that you have it is to test it. We have free test kits at the health department. So we have about 300 to give out to the public. It's a fairly simple test to do. It comes with instructions. The instructions are very simple to follow. You basically place this test in your lowest level of living in an area that doesn't have a lot of airflow, and then leave it there for 3 to 7 days. Put it in the mail. The postage is paid, and you should get results in an email. If
folks do find that they have a radon issue at their home, what are the next recommended steps, or is that something that comes out with the test results?
It's a great question. So we recommend doing something when you get to the level of 4 PCI per liter. We would recommend, if you're in that like 4 to 5 zone, coming and getting another test and retesting just to check. When you get that test back, there are mitigation systems that can be placed into your home. The DHHS website has a list of mitigation companies that you can get on and contact. There's several in the area, some in York, Kearney. I believe there's a couple around Grand Island. It's really not that expensive of a system to put in, but it should mitigate that from your living area. So it's important to get that out of your living area, as radon's the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States, second only to cigarette smoking.
Mackenzie Hatch is an environmental health specialist with Central District Health Department. As people do this treatment, are there certain areas of the community that are affected more? Is it more in the city? Is it more in rural areas? Is it near water? Is there any kind of a specific target or prime area?
Not really. It's very interesting because, like, your house could be okay, but your neighbor's house could have high levels of radon. So it just depends on kind of the soil around where you're living, whether or not there's a lot of uranium in the soil. And like I said, it gets very interesting because there's times where you'll be fine and your neighbor won't, or vice versa. So it is important to test and make sure that you know what's going on in your environment of your home.
Radon Action Month is going on right now. Mackenzie Hatch here to give us some tips about discovery, things that you can do to mitigate that just in case your home does test. But testing kits are available at Central District Health Department. Do they just stop by and pick one up?
Yep, just stop by. Our address is 1137 South Locust Street. Just ask the girls up front. They have them up there. If you have any questions, you can call 308-385-5175 and ask for the Environmental Health Department.
Just that easy to find out if your home is safe. Mackenzie, always a pleasure. Come see us again.
All right, thank you.
Good morning from AM 1430 KRGI 105.5 FM.